I'm Marilee, Salvator, and this work is called Growth Patterns. Growth Patterns is a piece that I've continuously worked on for the last 8 years. It's constantly evolving and growing one piece at a time. The work includes mostly etching. Etching is a process where I draw on a piece of copper and I create the images all by hand through drawing through a ground or various other processes. And then I etch them in an acid bath. After that, I print them by hand, and then the paper is glued onto a piece of plywood. The plywood is then taken to a scroll saw and very carefully cut out. I use the scroll saw as a drawing instrument, and I cut the pieces different every time. I enjoy working this way because it allows the piece to kind of grow and reveal itself to me over time. I can add a few pieces and then go work on something else and come back later, add a few more pieces. So I think it's really kind of like things grow in the natural world. It develops a similar way. The work is inspired by cancer. I'm interested in the fact that cancer is highly invasive, yet if you look at it and you don't know what it is, if you're looking under a microscope, it's beautiful, but at the same time, it's horribly destructive, and causes a lot of death. And I know in like the last 5 years, I've lost at least 4 people from my family that have died from cancer, and I know that I'm not alone in this. So cancer is something that's, very powerful, and I think it becomes more so every day. I'm interested in the way that it metastasizes, and I think that my work kind of does that as well. I'm also really interested in things in our environment, such as invasive plants, the way these things kind of grow and take over. All these things are kind of included in the work in one way or another, or at least inspired by it. I want the work to be natural feeling. I want it to grow naturally when I install it in the gallery or when I give instructions for installing it in the gallery. I want it to kind of develop naturally. Like in this particular instance, I didn't come to install the work. However, I gave instructions to the curator that she could kind of, install it as she wanted to, following some guidelines. So I want the work to feel very fluid.